Welcome back, everyone, to more Beacon Pines. Let's get this started. All right. So, got a little bit of a kick. All right. So, KiraKitty has started playing this as well, so I need to keep ahead of her. So let's keep on that, which is not going to take long. She will absolutely devour this in a matter of a day or two.
Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Yep, so we snuck out of the house. Well, we didn't sneak. We left the house and we were told not to. She went looking for you. Alright, let's see. So, not here. Yeah. This one's pretty low.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
It's not back yet. I guess that's a good thing. And do now but sleep, I guess. Probably could have, went through some of the
Luca
downstairs
was sitting
first.
by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing. "We're fishing with bees?" Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one." Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. "The wrong choice. But I respect it." The pond began to freeze over. "Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right." Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. "Dad, I don't understand." "Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal." The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. "Dad, look out!" His father casually wound the reel. "None of it's your fault, you know. Never was." "Dad, we have to go." Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. "Please, you have to run." The ice crackled as it spread across his father's. "That's the thing about fishing, Luca." His chest began to crystallize. "You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out." A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. "Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean?" The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply. Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah. 4, 2, 3.
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Oh, is that you? Yeah. There. Well, it's the middle of the night. Okay, listen. I don't know how long this thing will work down here.
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
It's me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. Man in the hazard suit? It was Blink took me some sort of boat. He came underground. Underground? You okay? Kinda. Seems more interested in something for now, at least. Karen said you made it back safely. Or no. People would trust. He's something. Hold on, something's coming.
Silent.
Hello?
Luca held
Where are you?
Waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Worse.
Lolo's
Barely
voice
hear
began
you.
to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. Need you to complete the treehouse. Complete the
With that,
treehouse.
the signal died for good.
You trying to say about the treehouse? Let's see. We do know that the satellite dish in the treehouse has boosted signal. Yeah, the antenna. That's when we use antenna to get better signal. Roll your
Luca grabbed the
jeans.
walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Alright, hook up the walkie-talkie to radio in the treehouse. Okay.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Granny and a couple others. So we all understand our roles and count on me. I think we need more time. This wasn't the
Mr.
original
Tolliver
plan.
paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. Everyone refuses to sit idly by while that danger persists. You hear him, just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right, you can count on me. Just wish we could have made a deal with Eris Valentine. The resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. You shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all. I know very well what all this is for. You have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in
The three
agreement?
shared a determined look.
Good. So we'll reconvene after the festival. Secrets. Well, are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Trolliver late at night? Hey, Luca. Yeah. Don, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today, I saw Mr. Trolliver and your grand enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. You mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your grandma doing anything differently recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. Call from Trolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified, or both. Look up, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. You coming out? And I'm going to stake out here a bit longer. See you, Luca. Alright, let's see. Treehouse this way. We go and ask, what are they doing up? I did it. I changed the sign. Splendid. Didn't even see you. I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these,
The
odd
two
is good.
boys shared a mischievous grin.
Can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. Alright. Has anything changed here? Bring it back. Alright, we used tickle, we used junk, we
Luca
used
tied a
coal.
small magnet, fishing with the law of attraction.
Alright. Ooh, got a key. Interesting. Key to Slugs for. This key goes to lock. Now, why would we want to find that? Because then we know it's secret. Yeah, that's so fun. The second we know what it unlocks, it becomes a boring old key. Right now, that key can unlock anything.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
Alright, message in a bottle. So, that's 80 proof whiskey. Hard liquor for a hard man. Let's leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that laying around. So that was everything we got here. Rollo, are you there? Now the treehouse now, Rollo. Mr. Carton said you were alright. What's happened out there? Good audio design right now. Dang it, Rollo, where are you? Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
We got weapons in here.
He
Come on now.
To hear as a muffled voice
began. Weapons? How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? You don't recognize me? Guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Around for a moment, trying to place the dampened void. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I'm a monster. And now they hunt me like the beast I am.
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me!
Lucas
It's your fault.
to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. You couldn't control yourself for a second. And I could be like this forever. There must be a way to fix this. Are you gonna be my savior? If Lucas saves the day with his positive attitude and power of friendship, none of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weeping Woods. I only came in here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca. Rollo? It's not safe, Luca. Rollo, where are you? Treehouse. I'm at the treehouse, Rollo. Where are you? Hey, Luca, the treehouse isn't safe. They said they were going to the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they were going to the treehouse? The clipboards. What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackos are after me. They're chasing me, yelling questions at me. Sort of questions. Saying the same stuff they always do. But it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. I'm gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Well, if anyone's present at this arboreal domicile... Yeah, they found me. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Vanderhorn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? It will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a sec. Of course. You have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? Yeah, you were right. I'm saying the same stuff, both creepy knob cranked to 10. My young Iggy peasant? We would love to hear his thoughts.
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
All I need.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are. You gave all of us a heck of a scare. Oh wait, just leave me alone. Sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry though, we're here to help. Help? Then why are you chasing me? Okay, can you talk some sense into your pal there? Just look at him, he's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Oh, that's a pretty honking big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need to you see, let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rillo was okay, that he's back at his place resting. He is, poor fellow just got a little lost. That's a lie? It's a hurtful thing to say, Luca. How are your buddies? Why, because he lets you ramble on like wackadoo? Everybody likes you, you creep.
His smile faltered.
Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this isn't going to give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that?
Grip tightened on the MCDC.
Alright. What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting and he's perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite a pickle, and I am the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope?
Alright, let's see.
He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option he had left. Alright.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the Mission Control Defense Cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey. That was uncalled for. More than a little rude. And just plain unsanitary. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame it's come to this.
Turned his back on the two boys.
And
With a
this.
nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end. That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
Alright, so second, use both of those. We could go back to here and use the struggle. That's an interesting option. So we don't have anything more to use here, so we could use from here, use a tickle, or I'm a little curious.
story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object. He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3.
All right.
Everything's fine. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
All right, so Rollo didn't follow us out, so he should be fine in this timeline. Deliver something in town today? Okay. You all get up to yesterday, rolled things to do, so I just sort of poked around town. Set jammed down by the front door. I had 2 batches to drop off. One for Mr. Tolliver and the bag and wig. At the bag and wig. Other for Mr. Fritzy at the diner. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed. He said he wanted some more. I suspected as much, as he seems to have taken particular interest in my claim. There's some extras in the baskets for that enthusiastic gentleman. Make sure Mr. Fratelli and Trilver get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now. The day is still young. Alright. Yeah, you got pets for everybody. Alright, so old rotary phone from the sound of it, yep. Hello, it's Juniper Hartford. Everything up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. Alright, I wonder if this is Miss Valentine. Simple matter, we both have the same problem that needs solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Anything else around here? Definitely want to get more options. Hello, you're alive, and not, in an underground bunker. Okay, sorry about yesterday, rocks can be annoying. But good news, no more boring chores for me today. You make it to the old Valentine warehouse? So, what did you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies. What else could it possibly be, Rollo? We gotta deliver these to town first. We can catch up after. Ooh, it's a whole thing. Sounds like a whole thing. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it here. Give me the treehouse tonight. Not sure what this treehouse is you speak of. Need me in mission control. Roger that, Space Cadet.
For a town that saw a few visitors, the welcome was perhaps more grand than necessary.
Wait, watch your step. Oh, sorry. There's a whole family of beetles here. They've gone missing. Thought they just sort of wandered around. Everyone is home, Luca. Even
Luca
beetles.
checked the soles of his sandals.
I think we're okay. It's weird they're gone. It went missing when the festival preparations began. Did the noise scared them away? Something like that. Just watch your step, okay? You can tell those jerks. It doesn't matter how many boxes they pile up. I ain't moving. That's Chance Diner. Okay, that's one of my stops. Hey, Don. Hey, Luca, what's up? Let's see, you got you on the jam delivery, huh? Yep. Have you seen the new kid around yet? New kid? Yeah, came from the big city. Their parents got jobs here. But get this, one of them is working for William Harr and Perennial Harvest. The other is working for the year's Valentine. And Valentines represent Beacon Pine's past. Perennial Harvest is positions itself to the town's future. Let's make for some interesting dining table conversations. I can imagine. Oh, but isn't my favorite little jam runner. Hey, Miss Fratelli. Look at
She
you.
leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
You're all skin and bones. You're not feeding you? She is. It's just... I understand. I know I taught your mama how to cook back in the day. You may not remember, but you and her used to help out at the diner. See a picture over there? That's you helping your mama back in the day. So cute, running around in your little apron, taking orders. Whole situation breaks my heart. What happened with Eleanor? Break. I got a feeling she's out there somewhere, yearning to be with you again. A few things in this world keep mother from her
Luca
son.
shifted the basket uncomfortably.
Oh yeah, so let's
Mrs.
see.
Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam.
And they even have her name on them.
She
How delightful.
carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
Say a grand hello from me, Luca. Will do. I could be left alone, young Mr. Van Horn. Sure, sorry to bother you. Just that Mr. Carter is asking me to make an opening speech at the festival. You mayor and all, you might expect me to be a charismatic speaker. Because I'm terribly nervous. I really don't think I'm cut out for this sort of thing. For being mayor or public speaking? Both, I suppose. I've really chosen any of this. More duty to my family. Or legacy. Sounds like a heavy burden. So the festival will just speak from the heart. I'm sure it'll be great. Any secrets over here? Nope. Okay. Let's see. Nothing more up this way. Mr. Wellader, I trust you have time to
Aris
chat?
Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune, had a way of making questions seem like demand.
Certainly. It
Mr.
seems to be the
Wilder
problem.
had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Aris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper.
I couldn't help but notice the front page of this morning's paper was consumed with stories about the silly festival. Oh, yes. It's the news of the day. But there is no mention of the museum, or the foundation through which it was endowed. Miss Valentine, my readers are more so interested in the town's future rather than any one family in particular. There was a time, Mr. Wilder, when the goings of my family was the only thing this town cared about. Well, things change, ma'am. And you know change is dangerous. If you finish that thought, I will make that monocle a permanent fixture of your anatomy. My apologies. Good day, Miss Valentine. I give the impression the conversation was
Mr. Wilder
finished.
averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Well, good day, Mr. Wilder. See, Mr. Chollifson. Anger from the past, mistakes not yet made, a glimmer of hope for the future. Carry them all equal parts everywhere he went. Oh heavens, what a burden to bear. Alright, up here of note. Where is Mr. Trell? Let's see. Good afternoon, Luca. Can I help you find something? Maybe, maybe not. Try me. There's some weird stuff going around the Valentine warehouse. Can't say I know anything about the old warehouse, but empty hives don't stay empty long.
Kyle motioned to the book in front of him.
And the more I read about bees, the more similarities I see with people. Hive collapses and fails, it doesn't stay empty long. The queen will set up shop pretty quickly. See, this makes someone you in the waiting warehouse. Nature abhors a vacuum. Jace, I love you, Luca. You seen the new issue of Atomic Ink? Not yet. No spoilers, please. It's awesome. It's a flashback. No spoilers, please. You get to see how mild-mannered Henry Adams becomes Atomic Ink, man of space justice. Jace, no spoilers. Oh, sorry. Because you're gonna love it. Alright, Jess. Catch you later. Roger that, Space Cadet. Alright, where...
There were rarely any actual new additions, simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Let's see, so there was one part of town. I'm talking to you immediately. Oh, down this way. Let's see. There we are.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one. With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh, sorry. No bother, no bother.
He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
I see you have something for me. I grabbed some jam I'm supposed to give to you.
In a bit further.
Jam. Yeah, the ones on top. Show your name on it.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes, the jam. Thank you so much for delivering this jam to me.
He reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luca a little wink.
I shall put it on my storage shelves post haste. Okay, I should finish my deliveries. Of course.
He leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. Not suspicious whatsoever. I have to get rid of... You keep your ice cream cold. Keep them on ice. Where do you get the ice from? I don't know, summer cold? Where do they keep summer cold? Look, Bert. Do you want ice cream or not? No, I'm good. Shepherd Valentine's Celebration of Excellence.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Shopper Valentine. Young Shopper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here, in Beacon Pines. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck, a scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Shopper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Shopper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Reverence Fund.
That was pretty much my thought. Alright, we got a couple more. Get some jam for you, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, you seem chipper. Aside from being on delivery duty, it's a nice day.
Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
I suppose it is. So, do you want your gem? Oh, right. Usually Jumper drops those off herself. Guess she's busy today. Anyways, this is the last delivery for the day. Well, in that case,
snatched the basket from Luca.
I'll hold on to the basket until I see your gram. Yeah. You. Anchovies or pineapple? What? Don't think. Just answer. Pineapple? Hi. How old are you? 12? Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? Don't ever tell you ask too many questions. Just try to keep up, okay? What just happened? Well, alright. Hey, what a crazy coincidence. My new friend and I was just telling you about. Well, that's wonderful. Yep, we just hit it off. Oh, really? Yeah, get this. His favorite pizza topping in the whole world is pineapple. What's your little friend's names?
Eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and
Luca Van Horn. Nice to meet you. I'm Nelly. This is Ilona. Beck's parents.
Gave Luca a quick nudge.
Beck, tell me all about you. It feels like we've known each other for years. So you both can stop obsessing about me making friends. Darling, we never doubted you. Just that for children with fewer than 5 close friends, the probability of stunted development doubles. Well, 1 down, 4 to go, I guess. What Nelly means is that we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. A friend has been friended. This calls for a celebration. Luca, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner. Oh, another coincidence. I actually asked him, and he said he would love to. Just wonderful. You should pick up some groceries. You two don't get into too much trouble now. Help, I'm being kidnapped. Oh, I can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome? I owe you one. Homes are great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is the little cottage next to the big old mansion place. Wait, you live in the Valentine estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Even by the big creepy gate. Hope you're late. Or I'm back to square one on the whole friends grid. Great, see you then. Back at big creepy gate. Let's see. There was told you to do something with this. There you go. Smack. So I didn't smack it enough last time. Let's see, Rollo, where are you? Good morning, Jeff. What's so good about it? Another day further down the tubes, you ask me? Come on, not all bad. Festival's coming up. Festival. I've been Valentine used to put on Kakamini shindigs all the time. And where'd that get us? Well, it's perennial harvest putting this one. And they're down doing it for the whole town. As I see it, there's from Valentine coming in perennial harvest.
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
Difference between this empty can of soup and this brown banana. Those are both garbage. Exactly. Get in there. Okay. Oh, I know. I'm supposed to meet him back at Mission Control, aren't I? Yep. Yeah. Running through town's really tiring. See, try and catch at this point anything. Have any new fishing options?
Luca stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
Alright, and we have, so, should we give it to Mom? She really likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo, but I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pound bracelet. Mission control. Oh yeah, that's right. Supposed to meet him here tonight. Yes, and I'm conflicted. Mission control. There's personnel only. Let's see. I did. Oh, let's see. Meet back at Creepy Gate. Well, I guess we'll do that. So, that leaves town. We're too young to leave town. Alright. So who all lives in that house? Harris and Gus Valentine grew up there. Sheldon moved in a few years back. He became the best. That sounds like the one. So there's 3 people living at his place. A bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really. The Valentines pretty much keep to themselves. So empty and boring. Pretty much. What a waste. My mom says that they used to be way busier back before Sniper died. For the fall harvest. That's the 5th time someone mentioned the fall harvest thing. You all use the same ominous tone. Eventually you're all going to explain how that harvest got all fouled up. But we can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. Most kids would just ditch me by this point. Are you still here? Look like you could use some help. You know what, Luca? Not so bad. Let's get through this as simply as possible. Eat, smile, and nod. Fun. Great. Whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think
Beck
you can
took a
handle
long
it.
breath, then gave a firm nod.
Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4.
Alright.
Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? I live with my grandma over on the other side of the river. Grandma, where are your parents at? That matters. It's alright. My dad passed away and actually I fertilized a plant 6 years back. Oh dear. Mom has been missing for a few months now.
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like your pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Only we'd have put more effort into it.
Nervously gestured toward the boxes.
We're fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. So we're just skipping the part where you said Mom is missing? Heck. Hey, look at this move. Makes it a little tired.
Wiped his face with his sleeve.
Oh, it's fine. So Beck said you moved here for work?
Luca a swift kick under the table.
Oh. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? You're here the first time. You're here for work. I won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Real Harvest just made her a new lead researcher at Deep Engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. And I'm happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Real Harvest is forefront of evolving in agriculture. Like how evolving wasn't italics. Into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk about their plants and hope for the best. Some people happily leave their jobs to allow to pursue their dream. You swore you didn't.
Slammed her fist into the table, perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca, what's some dessert? Actually, I have to meet my friend Rolo.
Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Almanacs aren't that useful around here.
He wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It was really good. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people, but Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually, probably.
So Luca began to respond, but the sky answered. Or with the clouds above began to go with rumble here.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Sure we can make it home before this
Luca
kicks off?
surveyed the roiling cloud.
I'd say odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashed.
Can you recalculate those odds? Get inside you too before you catch a cold. Luke and Nellie will keep trying to reach your grandma on the phone. Meantime, you two hold tight. So, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is in all those boxes. Mind if I poke around? I'm my guest. Alright, let's see.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum? Gum.
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47
Luca wiped
days.
his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous.
It's weird,
Beck
I know.
looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
I think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Oh wow. Oh, and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. filled with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. Seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. She feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation. There are all sorts of stations in this. Out here in the boonies, you wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. Around here, it's all farm reports and static. Well, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Shit.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all of Fairview Condors. You weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Sorry, was this from your old school? Most recent one, yeah. Some schools give me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So move for that? Yeah. This thing with having a brilliant parent, there are always better jobs somewhere else. Flowers would last long if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you care enough to keep them, that's all. Okay, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, did that hurt? I'll be honest. It hurt more than I expected. But at least it looked cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
You ever feel alone? Like, when there are people around? Well, Rollo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. Serious. You feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. My grandma knows me about. Sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? Atomic Ink. I guess I haven't yet. One thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're going to pop. So then what do you do? When you don't know what to do. I never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own thoughts, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I know. Something. You're gonna register complaints with the store. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Anyone tells me it's going to be alright, that things are going to change.
Feral scream that echoed.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Living sucks. I hate it. I hate that. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Yeah. I want to be a normal kid.
Her shirt and straightened up.
Yeah. Oh, I actually feel a bit better.
As it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. You should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rollo at the festival. Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Catch up with Rollo at the treehouse. You done tracking down a lead? You bet. A nice juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? This document stipulated that the heirs had to take on a child as reward. A kid our age who just showed up in town one night with a lawyer. Solomon. Bingo. Sirius was forced to take care of him. Yep. Or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Or has it, old Sharper sows some wild oats? That explains the way the heiress treats him. Or Solomon. How do you find all this out? The report never reveals her sources, Luca. Just... Excuse me, what are you doing? I'm just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not actually, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was aware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No? Oh, that we gave up because a little rainstorm we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work towards the task is done. See you then. Our harvest awaits. Shaking stuff. Oh, you still up there? Sorry, Willow isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back
Luca
never.
had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. It's a little late.
Scoffed.
Rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? Storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. That's my surprise when I made it to your house, and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. You're a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, Storm rolled in on her. I got stuck after dinner
Luca
at
stumbled
Beck's.
on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. Actually, kind of cool. You like her. She needs help convincing your parents that she's made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. You're off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. No. I was waiting and made some upgrades to Mission Control. It was going to be a surprise. It took so long, and Storm knocked them all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even
Luca
mean?
became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
I mean, you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you. But I kept my word. Because that's what friends do. Oh, wow. What a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as late as you want. You won't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad
Tone
friend.
changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa's still
words
around.
hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line, but it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Oh, what a jerk. Ooh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. And leave the room. Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him. He can shove it. Alright. Guess I'm never supposed to make new friends. Luca,
Gran cooed gently from the
you slept straight through breakfast. Luca, you alright? I'm fine. Don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave the oatmeal by the door. I've got to run, take care of some things. Okay, I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
But Rose still gonna go to the festival. It's gonna be miserable.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Willow came by. What did you say? I wanted to talk to you. What did you say? Told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think I'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
There's never anything interesting at the festival anyways. Alright, same.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
Please
Luca
first
carefully
volume.
opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind, but it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca? My little friend came to see you. Girl named Beck Modwell? She said you met yesterday? What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh, she seems nice. Yep. So, you had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want that bite before
Without
bedtime.
realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad? Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip. His father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself.
That's got interesting.
It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him, older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Well, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Oh dear. Only
Luca
Gran.
rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his Gran came into focus.
Let's see. How are you feeling? Fine? Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rollo fought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is, it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. He said stuff about that. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He's just mad. And do you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends at their best moment and accept them at their worst. Accept. Now get your butt out of bed. The festival's today. Don't want to miss that, do you? Guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. So, got some last minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. Love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air, but the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Alright, well, Rollo's gonna be... There you are. Luca, Rollo wanted me to tell you something.
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking.
Sigh. You needed a space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's real, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. Space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. So the library. And get the Hank Atomic comic. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. Haven't seen so much as an Ixiofte. And it's not just the beetles. I couldn't find any critters at all. Sounds very disturbing. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. So they're out there somewhere. You know, the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. Alright. Unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just warming up for my big ceremonial speech.
To his grinning mouth.
Gotta lumber the old gap box. You nervous? Oh, heavens, no. Oh, break a leg. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. I'm still falling apart. Weather's still cruddy. This season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it. The amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Exactly. But lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. I'm still going to be mad at them. I'd rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade, so. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kent's speech and Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. Ain't moving.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, this will be fine. Stay right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, did you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Haha, every single time. Yep. For it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Like clockwork. A bunch of drones. Haha. You don't know the half of it. Most welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? It's always improvement. Nope. So now I could search around town here for stuff, or I could go get Rollo. See anything about? A question for you. What do you think the whole festival is for? The way I figured Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed first, until I eavesdropped on the gossip Well, Godspeed clipboards. What if I told you the whole thing is really a special shindig for super secret guests of honor? Special guests, too. I haven't dug that up yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Okay. I was able to return Perennial Harvest safety suit you borrowed? I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? As a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kern, is it? What I need to know is that it was for the good of the family. Piper, you're actually taking a break for study? I wanted to see what the festival fuss was all about. But I can't help but notice you still brought your backpack full of books. Look, a backpack can carry a lot more than just books. True. So what you got in there? Books. His old friend's eyes and agreed with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens. No time for fractured friendships. Yeah. So the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the fall harvest. I had my doubts about perennial harvest, but I admit they do a pretty nice party. So if you go down here... Okay, did you know Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. What does that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking, emergency services. Luca, so you done the library? Huh?
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Look at all. That's the, hey, yes, to the library. Your friend's waiting for you. The library, somewhere quiet.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
I'm expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Alright. Achievement, riddle me this. The first? You didn't think that was all, did you? Riddle does go all out, doesn't he?
Straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On planet Farpool, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? Okay, let me figure this out. Alright, when you find it, you're here to be verified. Decide, one hit, other sense. One hit for Paul, you may take issue, so it's an issue of some book. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
Once you got the book, can you bring it to me? I have a different one.
Luca grabbed Natural Photography.
Yeah.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf. Kato
you found
removed
it.
his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed: The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5.
Alright, so issue number 5.
Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Roll cipher pen. Use it to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had the flashlight to reveal it, but I lost it. Well, apparently he traded a girl for her purple light bulb. Parted with the entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rollo. Let's see here.
He began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
get away with such a
He continued
grift?
slipping.
Only found in grub cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift. In grub cart. Griffin. Griffin the grub cart. And so Griffin said, ah, brilliant. Guess you're off then. Good luck with the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Jay is still working on the new Seek Atomic? You know it. Fascinating canon towards the end. Did you know? Atomic Shrinko Ray doesn't technically shrink stuff. It uses inverse quantum particle decay and literally grows the entire universe around an object, leaving the object unaltered. You just shrink compared to everyone else. Bingo. It's wild. Jess, no spoilers, please. Alright, sorry. So I guess that wasn't so much of a, well, I guess it was a go to library adult, but it was also a recognition of, hey, there's more things to do here. Alright. Hey, Griffin.
Before Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it. Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I suppose there was supposed to be some riddle or something.
Taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. It's cold. It's been sitting here a while. Don't want me to give you that one specifically. Well,
Luca
that's just...
tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come
he shook
on.
off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain up the step.
Finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
So, this is getting to be a whole thing. You pick up when you need some pep near the fountain up the step. So that would be up the staircase. There's a fountain. And up a step. A coffee shop to give you some pep. This is... In fact, you suddenly changed direction here. There you are, Luca. No way. I'm actually doing this? This is way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. The role owes me one.
He waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes a flight but has no wings? Balloons. Your final task if friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Okay, I feel cheapened somehow. Okay, good sweet. So it means your final task of friendship brings. Good luck, Luca. So, balloons. Alright. Hey. You find the comic book? Yep. You got the corn dog? Yep. Well then. Yeah, no, it doesn't make up for what I said. But here, you earned this.
Sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Right. Thanks. Didn't have to go through all this trouble. Sorry to get mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. No, you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Look, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened with your mom and all, I've always wanted to be there for you. You're a good friend, you know? You said you were hanging out with someone else. I freaked out. Oh, still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. So I'm sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Oh, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? You'll probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Are you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? you get caught, I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. No, I'm wanting to get some work done in the MCDC at Mission Control. He was a bit... perfect. Treehouse... Alright, come on. Alright, let's see. Anything new?
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
Alright. Property of Snapper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Snapper Valentine be written down on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? I don't even want it back. Man's got a contentious relationship with time. Well, keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Alright. Oh, I almost forgot. Ran into Gran this morning. She asked me to give you
Lulu
this.
handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it. Letter.
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself, but whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried everything I've done. I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
Love you too,
Luca
Gran.
folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whatever you want. No, you really didn't have to go through that trouble just to apologize. I know. But, we've been looking forward to this festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this is the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me.
Luca
Hello.
was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? You can still go. Yeah, it's fine. There's always next year.
This was untrue. A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Oh, what was that? Oh man, I missed
It was not
fireworks.
fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel.
Oof. Oh, that,
A shockwave of
cold
cold
fire.
tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. 2 boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets sits a pair of friends, alone, together for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Alright, so So let's see. So I think this is a good time here to call it. So yeah, we've left off with a couple, probably. So the break is instead of staying with Beck at her house through the storm, we'll probably run through it. So we might actually be sick the next day. So pick both of those. So could be tickled there to maybe not get what's his name sick. And then here we unlocked flight on this one, so we could attempt to run. So, but I think this may be where we'll pick up next time. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're looking forward to this. With KiraKitty playing, I may try to get a second one in sometime this week. Wednesday, we should be back with the group for more Stardew. So we're starting winter, so so I'll see about getting that taken care of. But maybe sometime later in the week, like Thursday night or something, I could do another session. All right, so, and with that, we're going to call it here. So have a good week, everyone, and make the best of it. Bye.